Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've got finally I'm doing my summer knitting plans. Well, not finally because we're not even in the summer yet, but I feel like a lot of us podcasters we like to get ahead of the season and like make plans and just any knitter in general. And now that the weather is warming up, we're all getting really excited for summer knits and all of that. So I'm gonna try to make it shorter than normal because normally these type of videos I tend to go on and then it's like an hour long. So I'm gonna try to keep it like 30-40 minutes. But also all the patterns that I'm gonna be talking about today are gonna be by other designers because I feel like you guys are not really I feel like you guys are here to hear me talk about my knitting how do I explain it? Like you're here to hear me or to listen to me talk about other people's patterns. Like I feel like you guys are probably sick of hearing about me talk about my own designs. I mean, I'm still gonna be releasing a few designs this summer, some that are already on the needles, but I'm not gonna talk about any of them in this video. So everything is by other designers. I have some of the patterns. I've cast on 3 of them. And I guess I have to figure out what yarns I'm going to use for the others. So I have about 11. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 11 patterns. And what I'm wearing today, has been on repeat lately. I can't get enough of it. It's my own design, the Amara vest that I just released. I don't know. How long ago was it? A week or 2 ago? Maybe a week ago. I don't know. But this is the yellow one. I have the blue one up there somewhere. Yeah, this room is starting to look very empty because most of my things are packed up. Like all of that was already packed up. I just put that there just so that there could be something there and it's not just a blank wall. So let's get to it. I have 11 patterns and I feel like they're all... Do I have any tops? I have a few tops, but most of them are like blouses, tees, and then I have one sweater. So, all right, the first one, I don't know exactly how to pronounce this, but I think it's called Rikke Tee, and it's by Katrine Hannibal of Unling. So this was actually supposed to be a cow. They did a cow for this because there's a sweater version as well. So I received the yarn from Unling. But life was just crazy. I couldn't cast on, but I finally cast on now. And I'm so excited to share it with you. So the yarn that I'm using is a very interesting yarn. I don't think I've ever worked with a yarn that felt like this before, but it's only number 14 and it's I think it's 100% tencel. Yeah, it's 100% tencel lyocell fiber. And I think it's a fingering weight. It's 50 grams and it's 114 meters. And this color is Dusty Petrol. Just a very dark sage green color. And I barely have anything to show, but because I just cast on. So this is all I have. Yeah, that's literally all I have. So I've just finished like the neckline section and now I have to change to bigger needles to work it. So it's just this pattern is so simple. And I think that's something that I really love about it. It's like an elevated basic because it's done in all over rib and then you have eyelets. And I think lately I've just been obsessed with lace in general. And so online though, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure that yarn is a fingering weight, but I don't know. On Ravelry, it's listed as a sport weight, and this comes from sizes of small to 5XL, and it's worked top down. It's a raglan, and you have short rows, and then because I just read the pattern, so yeah, you have short rows, and it's just a basic raglan design. But the rib section is really interesting because it's not just your regular 1x1 rib or 2x2 rib. It sort of mixes 1x1 rib with 2x2 rib. But I think even though I've just started, I can tell that at some point I'm not gonna need to keep looking at the pattern. It's about a 10-row repeat, and you're only doing the eyelets on 1 row of the 10-row repeat. So I hope I'm not giving away too much there. But very, very, very lovely pattern. This has a sweater version. So the pattern that I have is just sort of like It's the exact same. I think the tee and the sweater are the exact same. The only difference is that you do less repeats for the neckline for the tee, and then of course you have short sleeves for the tee version. So love that. And I'm using the exact same color as one of the samples that the model is wearing. So this is actually designed by somebody who's she's a very popular test knitter on Instagram, and I think her name is Rikke. So, but she designed it for Unling, and then the owner of Unling is the one who wrote up the pattern. So it was sort of like a joint effort between the two of them. So, with this one, I have sized down quite a bit. I think I'm knitting the third size because in the pattern, it says that this grows quite a bit with washing. I don't know if it's just because of the texture or the yarn. So it's recommended that you size down at least 1 or 2 sizes. So I've sized down like 3 sizes because I have a feeling it's going to really grow. The texture of the yarn is very soft and it doesn't look like it's plied. It's loosely plied. So I think the only con is that you kind of have to be really careful when you're knitting with it because there's like tiny little strands that are going to come out and want to get like snagged up on your needles. But very, very soft yarn. It feels very cool to the touch. So that's the Rikke Tee. All right, next up is the Palme Tee by Lynette. And I was going back and forth between this one and the Peacock Tee. She has, Lynette is like the queen of this type of motif. Like she's done, I think she has like 2 versions or 3 versions of each one. She has like 3 versions of the Peacock one. She has like 2 versions of this one. And then there's another one she just came out with. So there's just endless possibilities, and they're all like in this sort of like lace, and the motifs are kind of similar, but I think right now I'm loving this one a lot more. The only thing is I'm not entirely sure how I feel about a rounded yoke tee, just because I knit the Sunday tee and I just didn't love the round yoke for my shape. But this one is a worsted weight, and she used Sanesgan Neele. I can't talk. Is it Lina? I think it's Lina. I have no idea. Sanesgan Lina, which is a worsted weight yarn, and this comes from sizes of extra small to 4XL, and it's a bust circumference of 35 to 55 inches. I think I forgot to tell you the bust circumference of the other one. And also, all of these patterns will be linked in the Ravelry bundle. So the link to the Ravelry bundle will be down below if you want to check it out. And I like that it doesn't use that much yarn. So if I were to make it for my size, I would need only 7 skeins of line. And it just seems like a very simple pattern. I love that it's not all over lace because that would completely overwhelm me. And you're just doing the lace for the yoke, and then you can just knit the rest of it in stockinette. So this has a lot of projects on Ravelry. So many projects. So I need to go and check and get some inspiration for colors and stuff. But right now, so I've been looking online because I don't have the yarn for this yet, and I really want to use Sanesgan Line. So right now I'm split in between a sort of like Jane blue color and like a light poppy pinkish color. But I have been knitting with a lot of pink lately, so I feel like I should just go with blue for a change. But that's the Palme Tee by Lynette. I feel like I still have the peacock stuck in my head because I've been talking a lot about the peacock tee in the past few videos. Also, the next one, so now that I'm looking at it, I have there's like 4 of these or 5 of these that are like lace. I'm kind of obsessed with lace right now. I think I'm just trying to get over my fear of lace, and the only way to do that is to just knit a lot of lace patterns. So this one is actually a recent design. It's by Colibri by Joanna, and it's the Jean Tee. I think she has a sweater I think she has a cardigan version of this one, but this just came out, and I don't know. It's a yarn that I have used before, so I feel like the knitted experience would be good just because I've used that yarn before. It's the ripple edge lace stitch that I've been talking about in the past few videos, and I love that it's striped, and I think that's what really drew me to it. It's not just the texture, it's just that, something that has lace and you can incorporate stripes as well. So she used Gepard, the linen silk yarn for this, which is a sport weight yarn. And this comes in a size of extra small to 5XL. Let me see if the bust circumference is here. Yeah, 85 to 155 centimeters and a positive ease of 8 centimeters. So I like that. I really love the way it looks. I'm really loving this blue and cream shade that she has. But then I was looking at the tester projects, and there's a couple of people who have used like a black and a cream. And there's also a few people who have just done a solid color. I don't know that I'm obsessed with a solid color, but I think if I were to do this, I would either do the black and cream or like the blue and cream. I don't know. I can't stop thinking about it. It just seems, and it's a drop shoulder as well. I just had a coughing fit just out of nowhere. So so I don't think it has short rows. That's what I'm thinking. Because the back just doesn't have that slope to it. It just looks straight. So we'll see. Maybe it has short rows somewhere else. But the fit looks really good on everyone. So I think this one is definitely high on my list, just so I can use that gapard yarn again. I used it last year and I absolutely loved it. And also, I'm also destashing my yarn. So I have a huge, I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning of the video. Maybe I did, but I have a huge yarn destash this time around. So if you want to check that out, go to the link below, because there was so many yarns that I was just holding onto for whatever reason. I don't know, but I'm getting rid of all of them if you're interested. And I think I have about 6 skeins of the gapard linen silk if you're interested. So that's the Jaune Tee. The fourth one is also by Colibri by Joanna. And this one has made it here. I talked about it in my, I think it was the roundup video of lace patterns. And it's the Pierre Sweater. And one of you lovely viewers kindly gifted me the pattern because it was on my wish list. So thank you so much. And now I have to get the yarn for it. There's another yarn that I have that I'm like, maybe I should do it. It's sort of like, it's Host Super Soft together with, I think it's, what is it? What's that yarn? Drops Kid Silk. And it's in a mustardy color. But I really feel like if I'm going to knit this sweater, I should do it in the cream. I really love the cream. So I'm tempted to do it in Knitting for Olive, Merino, and their soft silk mohair. So this comes from extra, extra small to 5XL. But it seems like the first and the last sizes are grouped together. So extra, extra small and extra small are grouped together. And 4XL and 5XL are grouped together. And this is also a drop shoulder. Also, don't think it has short rows with the way it looks. It just looks like a straight triangle. And I have looked through the pattern. I'm a little bit confused for now, but I haven't really sat down to like really properly read through it. So I'll do that once I figure out, what yarn I want to use or when I'm about to cast on and all of that. And also I'm debating just doing like a project vlog for maybe 1 or 2 of these patterns that I have here. But anyway, if I were to knit it, I think I would need like 7 balls of merino and 7 balls of mohair, which is kind of a lot. So it comes from a bust circumference of 99 to 173 centimeters. And it's a DK weight, so it's, fingering and lace. So I think you could also get away with just doing 1 strand of a DK weight yarn. Also, I'm really tempted by this. I saw somebody, I think it was one of the testers, and she used Knitted for Olive, mohair, and merino in the color claret. It's like this gorgeous deep wine burgundy, and it's so stunning. But then I just finished another sweater or knit in a similar color, and I'm just like, I'm trying not to knit so many things in the same colors. So I want to try something new. So either I go with a cream or I just choose a different color. But anyway, that's the Pierre Sweater. I don't know if I'm talking too fast, but I'm trying not to make this video way too long for you guys. This is the 4th. Is this the 4th or the 5th one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is the 5th one. Okay. Now this one I've been seeing everywhere. And it looks stunning. It just looks so good at everybody. It's the Darjeeling Blouse by Trust the Mojo. So this one is, I think it's worked bottom up. and it's got the lace detail on the bottom of the top or blouse, and then it also has it at the end of like the sleeve, so it's short sleeves, and it looks like a cardigan because you have the buttons, and I really like it. I just checked her. She has two other patterns in the same exact motif. I think she has the top and then she has the tee. So the tee version, it's the exact same as the blouse. It's just that the tee doesn't have buttons, so you work in the round instead of working flat. So I'm tempted to do the tee, but the tee for some reason is not up on her Ravelry. It's only on her website. So I'm still debating whether I'm gonna do the blouse or the tee. But this is a sport weight design. It comes from extra small to 4XL. And let's see, bust circumference of 31 to 59 inches. So it looks fairly easy, but the thing is, so many people have been knitting this up, and everybody has said that the setup or the cast on for that lace motif, because it's sort of like what would you call that? I don't know. It's like a picot, I suppose, edge. I've heard a lot of people say that it was really difficult to get over that, but then once you do that portion, it's just like smooth sailing. So hopefully that's the same thing for me. It's a sport weight yarn, so I think I could do her gepard silk. I'd like to say that word. I could do the gepard linen silk, but I don't know if that would give me the right drape. I could also use one strand of it has to be, it's a sport weight. So maybe Issei or Trio 2, or I don't know, maybe it's 2 strands of fingering weight, sport weight. I have no idea because I feel like that's a DK weight, but I'm not sure. Or no, 2 strands of lace weight or 2 strands of fingering weight. I have no idea, but I'm going to have to do some more research to figure out what yarn would be best for this, because I would want for it to be sort of like a summer type of fiber, but I don't know. It's so pretty, and I love the cropped look, and I typically don't wear a lot of cropped things, but this one is just speaking to me. I really want to make it. So that's the Darjeeling blouse. Next up is a pattern that I also have. This is the twist loop top by Other Loops. This one was released a few years ago, 2022, but I have a lot of her summer patterns, so I'm trying to figure out which ones I can knit. I think I'm just gonna commit to just one at a time. This one is all over ribbed, and it's worked top down, and it's got the cables down the center, and the cables I believe are only on the front part, so the back is just the entire rib. And she just knit 2 other samples using, the brown one is so good. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's the one I would want to do for sure. So she used Cashmere Classic from Gepard in color 192 for the brown one. Maybe I'll put up a picture of the brown one. And then she just did a yellow one also in Gepard, and wow, that's going to be really difficult for me to decide. I don't know if I want the brown or the yellow. I kind of want both, actually. So it's so stunning. It's so beautiful. So anyway, this is also a very popular pattern. So many people have been knitting this, and it's got almost 1,000 projects on Ravelry, and it's fingering weight. It's knit on 3mm needles, and it comes from sizes of extra small to 2XL. And the bust circumference of 72 to 102 centimeter, but it has negative ease of 7 to 15 centimeter. So we'll see. I really just need to decide exactly what yarn I want to do. But the thing is, the initial samples she did was with fingering weight yarn, but this Gepard Cashmere Classic, I'm pretty sure it's a DK weight yarn. So I don't know. That's interesting. So maybe you can just adjust the gauge in a way to make it, if you use a thicker yarn, to make it bigger if this doesn't come in your size. But anyway, that is a twist loop top. So excited to make that. Don't know when I'm going to get around to it, but hopefully it's going to get done this summer. Now, this one is one that I never thought I would want to make, but I don't know, when I was doing, I think I had it saved in my favorites as soon as the pattern came out. But then, oh, you know what? I think it was Casey. I was watching a video of Casey from Young Folk Knits, and I think she test knit this, and I just thought, okay, I have to make this. It is the Hey Sailor by Andrea Mari. And if you are in the knitting world, Andrea Mari is extremely popular, and she just has I feel like she probably has hundreds of designs, and I haven't knit anything by her yet. I don't even think I own any of her patterns. I'm pretty sure I don't own any of her patterns, but this just it just screamed my name when I saw it. It took seeing it on somebody else for me to decide that, okay, that is gonna look really good on me. And I love that it's also reversible, so it kind of looks like a top slash cardigan, because you've got buttons, so you can wear the part with the buttons in the front, or you can wear in the back. But I think in the picture she wears the part. Oh, actually, she wears it both ways. Yeah, so I love a pattern that looks like that. And I'm pretty sure this is mosaic knitting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it could be mosaic knitting. But I love the shoulders as well. So I just love everything about it. I love the vibe. I love the way she styled her hair. Sometimes just the way the pictures are taken for a particular design makes you want to knit it. I love everything about the whole setup. I love her tattoos, all of that. So this is actually fingering weight. She used Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, which is a yarn I haven't tried. And it's knit on 3.25 millimeter needles, and comes from the sizes of 32 to 71 inches. And let me see, I think it has positive ease. Yeah, 4 to 8 inches of positive ease. And it's super cropped. So I think that even though I haven't done a lot of mosaic knitting, and it might be a little bit of a learning curve for me, just because it's cropped, I would not want to make this like super, super long. Oh, I can feel hair in my eyeball. Okay. I don't know what just happened. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with it. But anyway, it's super cropped, and I love this motif. I wonder if she has a sweater in this, because if she has a sweater with this type of motif, I would totally want to make it. And I really, really, really want to make it in the same exact yarn and same exact colors that she did. But it just looks stunning. I love it. So that's the Hey Sailor by Andrea Mari. And then this next one, I've talked about it before, but I just haven't bought the yarn for it, because I know if I buy the yarn for it, I'm gonna want to cast on immediately. And I think I should get a couple of the ones that I have on the needles now done before starting with this. But it's the Fabienne Tee by Les Knit. I just love Les Knit. I love pretty much all of her patterns. And the funny thing is, I don't think I've knit anything from her. I don't even think I have any of her patterns so far. But it's a fingering weight tee, and it's worked top down, and it's just a round yoke, but it just looks so good on the model, and it just looks like the perfect like simple knit. And she used Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, and I've been talking about Pure Silk in every video lately about how much I just love Pure Silk, and I'm obsessed with it. It will be a little bit of a time-consuming knit though, just because it's one strand of Pure Silk, and it's knit on 3 millimeter needles. So this comes from extra small to 4XL with a bust circumference of 34 to 56 inches. Let's see, I think it has minimal positive ease. Yeah, it has 2 to 5 inches of positive ease. So I just love, and also love the color. So I think on here she used Pure Silk in powder, so it's a really dark beige, and I don't own any summer knit in beige, so I think most of my summer knits are in like really bright colors. So I think I would want to do this. It's very simple. The neckline and the sleeve rib are all like, they have like that rolled edge, and then the bottom of the tee has like a folded what do you call it, stockinette edge to it. So I'm really heavily thinking about, I can't wait to cast this on. I just can't wait. Anyway, next up is a super, super, super popular pattern. I mean, everybody has knit this at this point, and it's the Blouse #1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Now, this was not on my list because I don't know, it just wasn't on my list this year at all. But something happened. So when I was packing, because you guys, I think I mentioned that I will be moving hopefully very soon, and I've been packing so slowly, and starting with my knits. And I found a whip, and I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I'm not just pretty sure, I'm 100% certain that it is the Blouse #1. And I was just trying to remember, like, when did I cast this on? Have I showed it before on the channel? Like, it's so weird how I had literally have something that I cast on and just left it aside for that long, because usually all of my hibernating whips go in the same place. But this was like in a different box, just random. So I'll show it to you in a second. But Blouse #1 is a boat neck contiguous sleeve construction, and she used 2 strands of knitting for olive pure silk held together, and it's on 5mm needles. It's very popular, and I think she's coming out with a dress version, or maybe it's not this. It looks like the same construction to me, but I'm not 100% sure. And it comes from sizes of extra small to 4XL. 30 to 49 inches, and it has a negative ease of 4 inches. So the one that I was trying to figure out, I couldn't tell you when I cast this on. I just have no idea, but I'm pretty sure it's sometime last year. But it's so interesting because I had stopped at the perfect point. I had stopped right after splitting for sleeves. I think I split for sleeves, and I must have knit like 1 or 2 rows or something, and then I just left it aside. So it's in the perfect spot to just pick it back up and continue and finish it. Only thing is, I think I'll definitely need to buy more yarn, so it's gonna be in a different dye lot. But you know what? I think it's fine. I think I have enough yarn to finish the body, because when I was going through my projects to figure out what I had done, because I didn't put this on Ravelry. I think what I did was I frogged the June top by petiteknit that I knit like a few years ago, because I was knitting from, like, I was frogging it and just like knitting at the same time. So this is like what I have of the June top, and this is the whip. So I can't figure out where the front is. I don't know which is the front and which is the back. I'm thinking this is the front right here. So you can see it still looks very rumpled. I just put it back on the needles. So this is it. I don't even know what size this is. So I'll have to count how many stitches I have, because I'm pretty sure this is probably in a smaller size, but it's okay. It's supposed to have negative ease. So yeah, I'm gonna have to count to figure out what size, or to count the number of stitches I have to figure out what size I'm making, and also for the sleeves. So it's so weird. It's so weird that that happened, and that I never talked about it, or that I never put it on Ravelry, because I'm pretty sure I put everything on Ravelry. So, but it's good because I, obviously had the pattern, and it was stopped at the perfect spot, and I can just pick it back up now. And I think I'm gonna try not to be too worried about the fact that, if I get more yarn, it's not gonna be the same dye lot. I mean, it's fine. It's beige. As long as the new yarn color doesn't come out like dark brown or something, it'll be fine. Maybe what I'll do is I'll use the new balls of yarn for the sleeves. So I think it'll be fine. But that's the Blouse #1. Very interesting that I just found that just randomly. I don't think there's gonna be any more surprises with me finding some random project anymore, because I've pretty much packed up all my knits by now. So, but that was sort of a pleasant surprise, because it was just at the right spot. I think if I was still on the yoke of it, I would have frogged it and just been like, yeah, it's fine. But just the fact that it's halfway done, I'm like, yeah, we need to finish this. We need to finish this. So anyway, that was a bit of a rant, but that is the Blouse #1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So, okay, great. I have a really old iPad, and it just, it's one of those that has the, like, it doesn't have Face ID. It's just the thumb thing that Apple used to have, and it never works. It never works. Maybe I just have like maybe my fingerprint just sucks, but it just never works every time I want to use my fingerprint and I have to type in my password and I have a really long password. But anyway, I have two more. Next up is the Rota Sleeveless top by Irene Lynn. This is also a super popular pattern. I've talked about it before. She also has the sweater version, but I like that this has like bigger lace sections all over, and I love that it also kind of looks like a vest, but it's just really beautiful, and I like that it could possibly be a fast knit. So it's worsted weight yarn, knit on 4mm needles, and bust circumference of 37 to 53 inches. The yarn she used for this is discontinued. So, but I've seen that a few people had used Sanes Ganline as well. I don't know if I like that for it because Sanes Ganline or Tin Line. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is done in Tin Line held double. So, Sanes Gan Tin Line held double. I'm pretty sure I didn't mention that, but anyway, I'm just all over the place in this video. So this one, Line has sort of like a sheen to it, and I don't know if I want that for this. So I don't know, maybe something by Gepard. Gepard has this cotton wool yarn that's like worsted weight that I could do. But anyway, I also like the split hem on the sides as well. But this is a really beautiful pattern. And I also haven't knit anything by Irene Lynn before. I may have one of her patterns. I'm just not sure. But I don't have this pattern. But it looks simple enough, you know, for somebody like me who's technically still getting started with lace knitting. But yeah, that's the Rota Sleeveless top. And then last on the list, wow, I feel like that went by really fast. This one I've also cast on. This is the June Top Light by petiteknit, and she also has the DK version. The one that I frogged to knit this was the DK version, but I think it was, I don't know what happened with that. I think I knit it too small. It was like early on in my knitting journey, and I wasn't really paying attention to like sizes and things like that. So I had to frog it because it just didn't fit. But anyway, I have this one right here that I've just cast on. Hold on. And I don't have anything to show, so it's just like very barely anything so far. Okay, this is all I have. That's all I can show you. I've just cast on. And the yarn that I'm using is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Rhubarb Juice. And this is left over from the test knit that I did for the Lacy Loop Top. Lacy Loop Top? Yeah, Lacy Loop Top by Other Loops. And I had exactly 3 skeins of yarn left, and I couldn't figure out what I could knit. I looked all over Ravelry. I just couldn't find anything that because I can only do it one stranded. I can't do double stranded, or I would have to buy more yarn. So I was looking at, my petiteknit pattern library because I have so much petiteknit. I have so many of her patterns. I have so many of her summer patterns I haven't knit. And I just thought, okay, the June Top Light is probably my best bet. I have the exact amount of recommended yarn, and I can just do it. It's knit on 2.5mm needles though. So yeah, it's going to take a while, but I kind of like that I'm starting bottom up, so I can just knit the tube for I don't know how long it's going to take, how many weeks it's going to take. And then you also have the option to do Judy's Magic Cast On instead. But yeah, so I'm just going to knit all the way up to the underarms, and then I will split front and back and start knitting flat and then work the straps. So the only thing about this is that it's got I-cord, right? So it's got I-cord all over the neckline and the armholes and the body as well. But the straps don't, like the I-cord doesn't make it not roll. So from my experience in the first one that I knit, it was still rolling a little bit. So I don't know if it's the yarn that I used, but we'll see how this one goes. It comes from sizes of extra small to 3XL, and bust circumference of 31 to 48 inches. And I think, does it have negative ease? I'm trying to think. if this is, it does. Okay, so it has like an inch of negative ease for this one. I feel like the DK weight version has more negative ease, but I'm not sure. But I don't know. It's just a simple top. I don't know exactly if I'm gonna love the fit of it on me, but I just thought I would give it a try because I don't even know why I bought both patterns, to be honest. I don't know why I bought the DK weight and the fingering weight version, but I have the pattern and I think it's a good thing to just go in and check all the patterns I have and just knit from that instead of like constantly buying new patterns. Although, that's fine too, if you want to support a particular designer. But I just have so many of her patterns and I'm like, okay, I need to knit something from the ones I already have. So yeah, that's the June top light. I just, yeah, I really feel like I was talking super, super fast this entire video, but I don't know how long I've been talking. So that's everything. 11 designs. I don't know. Realistically, I mean, we have 3 cast on, so those are like for sure certain. And then maybe I can get to 1 or 2. I think definitely the Pierre Sweater and maybe the Palme Tee by Knit as well. Because obviously I still have to make time for my own designs. And on that front, there's so much happening. So many samples that I'm knitting up and all of that. So, and obviously I'm still making time for my writing. And right now my writing is my number 1 priority. And then my knitting is like number 2. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. The links to my yarn D-stash, my sweater D-stash should be down below. The links to purchase any of my patterns on Ravelry and my website will also be down below. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.